back and forth with the bullshit. No said before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention. It might hurt to hit it.
I'm gonna bring in some of these badass marketers that over the last 8 weeks have been able to really fucking kill it 6-figure. Guys, from 0 to 6 figures in 8 weeks, and what they've been doing. I'm gonna be bringing on their coaches, and we're gonna all just chat, talk, look at numbers, and jump in. So with that, let's go ahead and get this party started. I'm sure you guys seen a little bit of Elijah Pruitt. $115,439 in 8 weeks was his sales. So I'm gonna bring him on here real quick. Elijah, first, tell me, how many sales did you make before you jumped into Soldiers of Sales Accelerator and get started? And then what were some of the stumbles you might have had along the way? And then when did it click? And then once it clicked, what happened?
So when I first joined BAM, I was struggling a little bit. Like I was cranking out screencasts, but I wasn't like killing the follow-up. Like I was fucking at the follow-up so bad. And I don't know, we got in the Sales Accelerator. We had that first talk with Hal and Salmon, and like I was just trying to like re-engage my mind, get myself aligned or whatever else. And then after that, it was pretty much, it was pretty much on track. I fell off with like catching meetings in the morning because my schedule kind of picked up. The work started conflicting with the actual meeting time, so it kind of screwed me a little bit in that. So I had to catch video recaps. But I want to say it was probably like week 2 or maybe week 3 when like things really started to click. Like I was like, all right, fuck man, I got stuff to do. Like, so I had to think of like alternatives. If I can't do this, how can I do this? If I can't do this, what can I do next? Like, either way it goes, I need stuff to happen because I just spent $2,000 on the class. I need to make sure I pull through. You know what I mean? Like, that was my thought process.
Yeah.
Before it, like, I only had like 1 or 2 customers, and that was like, I had no sales experience really. And so like, that was just constant screencast, and they knew what they wanted. It wasn't so much about skill set that I had. And then like about midway, like probably about, like I said, like week 2 or 3, like something clicked in my head and I was just like, all right, I got stuff I need. Like, you know, I got my own personal goals and I'm gonna put that stuff all up on Facebook and stuff or whatever. But like, I had my own stuff that was like, yeah, you need to crank through this shit and get it, it's gotta happen.
Yep. And no better place than where you were sitting at the time, right? Right in the middle of Soldiers of Sales. There's no better place to be because you got the coaches, you got the systems, you got the breakdowns, breakthroughs, you got everything you need right there in one system. So you decided at that point, okay, this shit's sitting in front of me and I gotta pick up this fucking bat and I gotta start swinging. And so you start swinging
100%.
In 8 weeks, man, $115,000 in sales in 8 weeks. Where do you see yourself now that you got these tools, you got these skills, you got everything you need now moving forward? Where do you see yourself at the end of this year, man?
I tell my wife, like, there's no doubt, like, I don't think $1 million is the cap. I think, like, I'm looking at, like, what I'm gonna do with, like, a couple million, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thought process. Like what do I do next? Because I think Sales Accelerator showed me, like, what I was capable of doing. And that's, like, not even having the time that I needed to put towards my business like I really wanted to put towards my business. So to be able to hit that wicket and be like, okay, I can do this, and I'm still doing this right now, like, imagine what I could do when I'm free from my job and I'm doing all these things right here. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just opened up a lot of things. You know, it showed me that I got unlimited potential to do whatever for real. Like, there's no cap though. At the end of this year, like 2020, 2021, I'll roll in there. I'll be for sure like a millionaire, but I'm aiming high as hell. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to go as far as I can go.
There you go.
And
yeah,
like,
once you
he did this whole 8 weeks. And, did you just do this, Elijah? This is all you did, or do you do something else?
No, so it was just sales accelerator for the 8 weeks. Like I didn't dive into
what's your full-time job?
I'm in the military, so I'm active duty military. So I work from I got a sweet gig right now. So I work from 8 o'clock until 3 p.m. So it's nice versus the normal 16 hours that I do. So like a solid like 8 or 9 hours is cool with me all day. I couldn't imagine doing this being deployed right now because it'd be a little bit of a hassle, but I still probably figure a way to make it happen. But
so you did this working a full-time job?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So on my lunch breaks, I make my calls. On lunch breaks, I get calls throughout the day. Like, so I wasn't even counting on it, but my website was starting to rank for different things local in the area. So I started getting calls for different things, and I'm like, oh crap. So I got calls coming in on at work, but it was like, I don't know. I figured a way to make it work or whatever else. I mean, even we've been on Sales Accelerator maybe like a couple days or whatever, and I still got stuff on the back end that I got to catch up on because people are still calling. I got people from we did OGS before we rolled into Sales Accelerator. I got people still viewing the screencast from then, emailing me now. So like, I still got to catch up on those things in order for me to bring on.
Well, shit, man. I just want to congratulate you, right? Congratulate you for taking that pin. Congratulate you for hitting 115,000 in sales in 8 weeks. And I'm just so inspired to see where your growth goes over the next 10 months. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna kill it by the end of the year. Like you're gonna be one of those dudes standing on the stage at Bam Jam. I already see it now. And so it's just amazing. Take those tools, keep driving forward, and quit your goddamn job. Ain't nobody want to work, right? Like you're getting there real quick. With that, man, I do want to say this, guys. Thank you, Elijah, for jumping in here. And one, dude, thank you for taking the fucking action, because that's what it really takes. It just takes the action. The tools are there, systems are there, the coaching's there. But without you picking up the bat, there's nothing that can happen. And you pick that bat up and you swing that with the fucking best of them, man. So good job, and good fucking job. Thank you, man. Next up, I'm gonna bring up Alex. Alex has brought in over the last 8 weeks $117,663 utilizing this freaking Soldiers of Sales Accelerator, and I'm gonna bring him in. Same thing, Alex, to you. Where were you before you jumped in here? What kind of got you to click once you were in here, and then what did that do for you, and where do you see yourself going, man?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on here. I joined BAM in June, and I have my own property service business, and that's what really drove me to join BAM. I was on a path to like personal development and wanted to grow my business, and thought digital marketing was the way. Got in with a full head of steam, built my agency site, kind of fell off a little bit, started making excuses, and honestly, with the Sales Accelerator, I hit hell up a couple of nights before, and it was a decision I had to make. Like, what am I going to focus on, the property service business or digital marketing? And I just wanted to jump in. He's like, he bossed me up. He's like, it sounds like this is really important to you. What's making you want to get in here? And I gave him like a 15-page letter of my story, and he's like, all right, let me see what I can do. And then you said yes, and I was just stoked. I actually had to borrow money to get into the accelerator. So, I mean, my back was against the wall as you can get. And like you said, I mean, like everyone's saying, you just got to take the action. I was scared as hell that first meeting. I had no leads, no prospects, no nothing. But yeah, I mean, I just showed up for every meeting. I can tell you guys that's probably the most important thing I did, was be on every single call. And I think that, I failed on 6 proposals or something before I hit one. And it wasn't until 3 weeks ago that I landed a client. I mean, I had landed a website build before Sales Accelerator, but not like a real paying client. And I mean, in 3 weeks, I now have 8 clients, and my life has changed forever. And thanks to the coaches, thanks to Simon, and thank you, Hal, very much. Like, letting me in here, it's been amazing. I can't wait to keep going. And honestly, I called my mom as far as my goals for the future. No bullshit. I told her I want to hit 10 million because I want to set it high. And if I fail, I'll fail at 5 million.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, Josh, I jump in real quick. Hey, Alex, was there a specific call or a specific time that was like a complete game changer for you?
Yeah, it was actually, and no offense, Hal, it was when you were out of town, but Simon just hit something. We were talking about what we're doing wrong and, just going back and listening to my proposals, what was I failing at? And my deep dives, honestly, it was in my deep dive. I had the word budget in there. And Simon mentioned not to use that, and I had heard it before, but I was like, all right, I got to do my homework. This is what's going wrong. And then Devin mentioned something about how he goes about it and presents it, basically having the customer tell them, the client tell us, like, what their budget's going to be without using that word. And I just made the changes in my deep dive notes. And I mean, I don't know, it was like probably 30 minutes after that phone call, I landed a client. I was like, holy shit. That was what clicked. And like you guys said, once you see it click, it just keeps going.
I love the fact that you came in here and you had to borrow money to get in, and look at where you're at now, dude. $117,000 in sale from some borrowed money. Sure, you paid that back and a whole lot more, right? And then where you're going from here, especially once you get these tools, you get the mindset down and you pick up that back. There's no stopping to swing it. You guys are going to continue to grow and grow and grow. So I just want to congratulate you for getting in here, taking the necessary action and making it happen for your life and taking back that win, man. So thank you. And we'll talk to you soon. $94,740 in 8 weeks, guys. So Oren, you want to jump in here, tell a little bit about your story, what you went through. And I know the sales accelerator is what really kicked for you, because before the sales accelerator, you weren't really making any sales or anything. And then all of a sudden you got in here, had some pressure on you to perform, and all of a sudden, dude, you just take off. So tell me a little bit about your story and where you see yourself going. Oh, we can't hear you. You gotta hook up.
That happens quite a bit. That happens quite a bit with it.
There you go. Got you.
Huh. Okay, that's weird. It'd be like that sometimes. All right. For me, I guess it definitely was. I definitely do better under pressure and when I have some form of structure. So when I'm left to my own devices, the making shit happen team knows me by now. I have too much energy for my own good. I just be like bouncing off the walls. So the structure definitely kind of helped, and I was able to kind of form a routine, and I got help with like following up and stuff like that. And once I really got into it, then I started actually talking to people. They like the stuff, and I have the charisma of the universe, and everyone always laughs at me and stuff. So landing deals has been relatively easy. There are some things that I still feel like I need to work on. Because even though I'm really easygoing and it's easy to talk to me, it's also kind of a double-edged sword. So sometimes people don't really think I'm serious, and I'm working on that about myself. But so far, so good. Shit. But then other than that, where I see myself going, I mean, you already know I'm just trying to litter the world with nothing but like lead gens and stores, so I can just wake up to a crazy amount of money in my bank account. And I'm like, I don't know what happened, but dope. So that's my goal.
Hey, Josh, you want to talk about a guy who just put his head down and the blinders on and kept going? He had no idea how much money he made throughout the sales accelerator until we totaled it up, right?
Oh yeah, when they told me, I was like, oh really?
That's good. That just means you're just ready to go and you just started running at it. And I remember having a conversation with you, because I know you you focus on e-com a little bit, and you have a little bit of background in e-com, and like it clicked with you inside Sales Accelerator, because I remember you messaged me and you were like, holy shit, I never thought about targeting the same type of freaking websites, and you started targeting like crazy, and you were just like, oh my god, I know this really well, and you're just like and it was like it was like a no-brainer for you. And then I just started seeing your numbers go. I was like, oh fuck. That
was like the greatest revelation of my life. I was like, I know this thing, and I'm an artist, so I know how to make things look beautiful. So I was like, oh shit. And then boom, it just took off. It's like, your store looks like death. Let me make it not look like death. And boom, there you go. So that worked for me. And
so
then
I love that, man. I love that you got outside of the box and you were like, okay, these are my people. This is my knowledge. This is where it's at. And this is where my focus is going to go. And that's where I seen you really blow up. So first off, I just want to congratulate you for $94,740 in winning. That's a lot of reasons in the bank account to keep swinging that bat, guys. So I want to congratulate you on that. Anthony, jump in here, man. $85,443 in sales in 8 weeks for this man right here. And I know Anthony pretty well. I've jumped on a Zoom with him before. He is very a technical guy. I know that, and he's like a system-driven guy, but was able to stand up, get outside of those systems, get outside of overthinking, and fucking swing that bat. And so I'm excited to hear what your journey was like inside of here and what you thought about the systems inside of here and the coaching and what you got and how the fuck you hit $85,443 in sales in 8 weeks, man. So first off, congratulations. Tell me a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, for sure. So pretty similar to Alex. I have another business also. It's a medical supply company. It's been struggling with everything going on recently, but that's a whole nother story. Also, I'm pretty sure I bought every single course that you guys have, and I put them all on credit cards. But outside of that, I've been in sales for a few years, but I'm sure other people in here are in sales. And if you think you know sales, you don't know sales until you get in the room with Hal and Simon. It's a complete game changer. Everything from communication to mindset and everything in between. Kind of like, I think Alex may have said this too, but the deep dive meeting we had with Simon in regards to talking to people and getting things set up was a complete game changer on my end too. Everything's pretty much just, after that deep dive meeting, you almost know it's a closed deal. Yeah, I took the same approach as everyone else, getting their cold calls in, screencasts. It was much less than OGS just because I had to do my medical supply stuff during the day. But I also networked a lot in local entrepreneurial groups around here. And that's where I got the majority of my clients. And also I have a really good friend who is a financial advisor. Told him what I did, told him I'd give him some money for any referrals, and I actually landed 2 guys from him.
Good JV. That's good. Thinking outside the box, man. That's good.
So just figuring out kind of ways to still reach out and connect with people without physically having to put in the time. So I kind of tried to network my network I already have pretty heavily. But
well, where do you see this taking you now that you got the tools, now you got the systems, now you got the mindset, and you see the whole vision here? Where do you see this taking you over the next year, man?
I have 10 plus different plans and ways to approach this with people I know and strategies we can work on and all kinds of stuff. But it's unlimited. I mean, there's just so many routes and so many paths and so many opportunities. I need to make sure I keep my path and stay focused on one though, and not get too all over the place. But I'm with Alex and Elijah. I think instead of the 10 legions this month, we need to start making another long goal U3. So
there you go.
About that 10 mil, I'll just have to set a date on it.
There you go. Get it set. Let's go after it.
I love that unlimited. That is spot on. I remember thinking the exact same thing after my sales accelerator. So you guys, it's amazing that feeling, isn't it?
It really is. It just opens up there's so many opportunities you can't even imagine.
You get butterflies in your stomach.
Dude, that's what I love about this group right here, guys, is because you walk into this not knowing. You walk into this not really sure where it's going to go, and you're just putting your head down, you're picking up that bat, and you're doing what Hal's telling you to do day in and day out. You're following the 6 steps, right? And your possibilities are really low. And I see each and every one of you, and I look in your eyes, and I can fucking tell possibilities are endless for every single one of you sitting on this call tonight. And that just makes my heart grow, right? That makes my heart go so fucking big, knowing that you know now that you really do own the pin. You really do control your own life, your own income, and everything that you want to do in life is yours for the taking. And so that just, it drives me freaking bonkers knowing that you guys know that now, and just putting those possibilities in your mind is freaking everything to me. That's exactly why we do this inside this group, is so that you guys know that this world is yours for the taking. This pin is yours. And so you guys have shown that. Every single one of you that are on this call have shown that. And so I just want to congratulate first Anthony for freaking doing $85,000 in sales in 8 weeks, but also everybody here just for taking that pin, creating that mindset, and showing everybody else that this can be done. And it can be done not in a year, not in 3 years, but in 8 fucking weeks, right? So that's just amazing. Miss Bree, okay? And I know a little bit about Bree here. Is Bree on here? There you go. Bree, I know a little bit about Bree. I believe you quit your job, right? Like, I remember you coming in, you're like, fuck, I gotta put in the work. I'm just gonna quit my fucking job. I'm taking the pin, I'm coming in, and I'm gonna swing that bat. And dude, Bree, like $74,855 in 8 weeks, right? Like that's some good fucking sales right there. Tell me a little bit about your journey, about joining inside Soldiers of Sales Accelerator, what you went through, the coaching, and where the fuck you and your husband see yourselves going over the next year, man, because this isn't going to stop here. I promise you that.
No.
Once you have the knowledge, once you've swung the bat, once you've hit that ball, you keep hitting it. It just comes and comes and comes. We attract it. So tell me a little bit about your story.
Yeah, absolutely. So first it started with, I joined in August, and shout out to Sean Hill. He had brought me in here. And so I kind of laid out a plan, right? So I was like, listen, I'm at a point right now where I don't have enough time to get through the training. Like, give me through my job and do the training. Give me 2 weeks to get through this job, because I was transitioning jobs. I'm going to buy the course. I'm going to start doing the training at my new job. So that's what I did. Like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I came back, bought the course, followed up, got through. I started doing the training. So my new job that I had just started was at a Caterpillar dealership. Like, it was a great job, pretty good pay, but it was super freaking stressful. And immediately I was like, okay, this is actually not going to work. Like, I need to do something about this. So I started going in deeper and getting through the training and starting to do some cold calling here and there. I didn't really have it all figured out. I didn't land any clients, and I was having a bit of a hard time juggling everything. We both work a ton of hours, a lot of overtime, and we're cooking or cleaning, this and that and the other thing. And so I was having a hard time getting everything together. We started talking about the Sales Accelerator group and how I kind of wanted to do that. But I was worried how I would be doing the Sales Accelerator group while I was working. And then shout out to you as well, Josh. I ended up winning the Sales Accelerator. I was like, okay, that's it. I don't give a flying fuck, like quitting the job. And so I was like, whatever, it has to happen. And he was saying, that's got to be a sign. Like, if that's not a sign, what is the sign? So I just said, screw it. And I gave them a 3-day notice and I quit. And just went all in. And so I really trusted Hal and Simon because obviously they're very successful in sales and they're great coaches. And so I was like, listen, if I put in the effort, I know they're going to guide me to where I need to be, and they absolutely did. This course was completely life-changing for me. And so in the beginning, I was having a bit of a hard time cold calling. I get kind of nervous getting on the phone. I start saying weird things. I think my biggest issue was honestly the niche that I had picked. I'd picked dentist, and that was something I joke about sometimes because I had wasted like 2 or 3 weeks calling dentists, like literally like doing those 40 screen casts a week for freaking dentists, and I couldn't get anyone to call me back, and nothing was working. And so finally, I kind of had that moment that Simon talks about where it clicked when we had a meeting, and they asked who I was calling, and I was like, oh, I was calling dentists. I don't know, like that's just who I'm calling. And they're like, well, why? You're supposed to be calling service industry people. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll call roofers. So I did. I started calling roofing people. And I shit you not, like the first person I called, like he freaking ended up going, and we went to the deep dive, and we had a proposal on the contract. Like the first one that I had called completely changed, we ended up being able to just about land him. So I was like, wow, okay, I guess I've been wasting all this time with dentists. And so that was really my moment. So I'd kind of wasted the first 2.5 weeks calling those people. And then once I started calling them, we were able to just land another one and another one. I started getting much more comfortable. We started to tweak our issues. Same thing as Alex, I had the budget thing going on. So I took the budget word out and we rephrased that question, and I was really able to make that work and get a lot more comfortable with it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Freaking to the tune of almost $75,000, right? And here's the thing that you got to look at too is I know that only took you 8 weeks. So even if you didn't get any better, and you and your husband didn't get any better, and you stayed on the same path for the rest of the year, you guys would do $500,000 a year just doing the same shit you're doing now.
Right.
Putting in that work. And so that's without getting any better. And so I'm just so excited to see your growth and see you guys get in here and just keep slugging, keep swinging that fucking bat. And congratulations to both of you for taking the necessary action and ending up on this call here tonight. I am so proud that I sponsored you guys in the last one. I am so fucking proud of you guys for ending up here. And that's how Hal Fisher is going to feel when Rob gets up here next time.
You guys hear that, Duffs? Duffs, you hear that? 75K, you gotta beat it.
Gotta beat it. Let's
Listen,
go.
I'm backing him. Yeah, I'm
I gotta
backing
beat
him.
Josh's scholarship.
There you go. You gotta beat my scholarship. I got one still. I got one. We're still giving out some, so I gotta pick mine here in a minute. Hal, it's gonna be your scholarship versus my scholarship. It's a side bet. All right. So we're gonna get in and grind this out. So with that, Bree, thank you very much. Thank you for jumping in here. Thank you for giving us some words of wisdom. And what I really heard you say as well is like, hey, listen, you got to work the steps. You got to understand, like, listen, don't just go after the first niche that you think is all right. Like, let's get in and work it, grind it. If it's not working, let's change shit up and let's go make it happen. And that's what you guys were able to do. Sure, you might count it as wasted time right now, but that's all experience, right? That's all experience moving forward. You know what to do now, and that helped you. Maybe you got some screencasts out of the way and you perfected those really well on those first ones that didn't really pay off. But I'll tell you this much as well. Some of those people will be coming back watching those. Some of those dentists will come back and watch those, and they'll still end up your customers 2-3 months down the road. Watch.
You know, you're not wrong. I actually just the other day, someone opened it from like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, that's weird. Maybe they accidentally opened it, but then they clicked it too, and I was like, oh, wait, what's happening?
Hey, and as long as you're following the system, those videos are going to start outranking them for their own business names. So they're going to go, oh shit, I got to call this person.
I actually had a client find me that way. He had Googled himself and he didn't get my email and I hadn't done follow-up yet. And he had seen the video and he was like, what is this?
That's perfect. All right, well, thank you for jumping on here. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. I'm excited to watch you over the next year, you and your husband. I know you're going to get in here. You're going to grind this out, man. And this is the life, right? Like this, control your own life, control the pin, control your income, and sales accelerators let you do that. And I'm just excited to watch you. And hey, Hal, this was my scholarship. Put it out there.
I'm coming for you.
Hey,
let's go, Duffs. Get to work.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm going to move on. Jeanette, jump on in here. Tell me a little bit about your story, guys, just so you know. Jeanette's done $81,216 in sales in 8 weeks on this sales accelerator. She's probably not going to mention this on here, but I'm going to mention this on here. She's also got a really big fucking fish on the hook, guys. Mr. Wonderful himself in a TV show with it's going to bring her about 75 customers all at once that she's working on a big old project. But I want to leave that out of here and let's just talk about these $81,216 over the last 8 weeks. Let's not talk about the big fish you've got on the hook, but let's talk about that. What did you go through with Sales Accelerator? What was some of your thought processes? I know that you had to kind of scrounge to get in here as well. You were just like, fuck it, I'm doing this. I'm getting in here. I'm swinging this bat. So tell me about your journey.
Yeah. So, I mean, got into BAM around August, and I was that person who was, I absolutely have to do everything myself because I'm spending all this money and God forbid I don't like pay it all back before I invest more. But I landed a client and then, wow, I figured out what I didn't like to do really fast.
How fast and how far into Sales Accelerator with following the steps and everything? How long was it in there before you landed your first customer?
So I landed customers before OGS, and it kind of gave me a little bit of a seed to do Sales Accelerator. I know it was kind of a big deal for me. Like, I saw the lead gen kind of package, and then I saw the Sales Accelerator, and I had just bought one, and I also work full time, so I was just like debating, like, I know I'm supposed to focus. They tell me to focus, but I don't know. I picked Sales Accelerator, and I'm so happy I did. Yeah. Because
I mean, I'd be happy with you. I'd be happy if I was you too, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, $81,000. It's like, dude, game changer. And then, like, you're not stopping swinging. Like, dude, me and you've been chatting because you're like, you're not playing like, you don't have these small fish on the line, which small fish are great, right? Those are singles and doubles. You got this fucking home run giant sitting on the hook right now with you, right? All from Sales Accelerator, all from following the steps, all from putting yourself out there and going to get it.
Just like never stopping. Because, gosh, there are times when you are exhausted.
Yeah.
I think for the first 4 weeks, it was like 12 a.m., 4 a.m., 12 a.m., 4 a.m. You know? And I was coming out of OGS, so it was like also, I've recovered this past week, but you know, you start to feel burnt out and just don't stop. Because this big fish, it just was by accident, you know? I was in one of those moments where like, oh, my cold color quit again. Let's just go into Facebook. And I just found some woman, and she happened to have some really big deal on the line. And all I did was be honest. What they teach us here. Like, mean what you say what you mean. Don't try to sell them. Just ask questions. Ask the right questions. And, I mean, it's really changed my mindset being in BAM. That's the biggest thing that's changed. It's really... Money's great, but I really think that, like, anything's possible.
Yeah. Did you think that before you jumped in?
Absolutely not. I mean, even just knowing that people like you guys exist.
Yeah.
Because the world definitely wants you to believe that. Good people are like few and far between, but the people in here, gosh, just knowing that like there's a hand if you need to grab one is just like, oh, such like a weight lifted off your shoulders. I could cry.
That's amazing. And thank you for getting in here and sharing. Thank you for putting in the action. Like I said, it's like, it wasn't easy to make almost $82,000 in 8 weeks. I know that you put in the work because listen, guys, you can't make this happen if you don't. This isn't, I preach this all the fucking time. This isn't a hobby. This is a fucking business. This is your life and this is your pen. So how do you want to ride it? Do you want to ride it where it takes you 10 years to accomplish something that these people sitting right here accomplished in 8 weeks and the sky is the limit for them? Or do you want to take 2 fucking years? Because if you want to take 2 years, you can do that. There's no right or wrong here. There's just what works and what doesn't work. And for these people, they weren't willing to wait and they got in here and put in that fucking effort and grinded it out. So thank you, Jeanette. You're amazing. I'll talk to you about your big deals here coming up, all right? And we're gonna go down to Kylie. Kylie did $69,672 in 8 weeks inside Sales Accelerator. So Kylie, I know you've been in here. I met you and your husband. These people actually brought out my little freaking champ to me, my dog. Last minute, dude, giver's gain. This is how sane, but these people right fucking here, dog, giver's gain. They freaking got in here, freaking, they're givers every step of the way. I reached out to a few people and I was like, hey, my dog's out there. They're not gonna be able to ship it because of COVID forever. And these people drove across country to grab my dog, to jump on a plane, to bring him out to me. It was fucking amazing. And obviously they jumped into Sales Accelerator at the time when I met them. They were just getting in. They didn't have any sales, didn't have anything going on. They were learning systems and they jumped into Sales Accelerator and boom, $69,000, almost $70,000 in 8 weeks. So tell me a little bit about your journey and what you went through. And I see you now, you're traveling, you're out in fucking Florida. You're like, hey, I'm not going home, I'm vacationing with the kids. So what's going on in your mind and what's going on in your life right now?
I don't know, man. We finally just got back home, so we're happy to be home. It's like bittersweet, right? But I don't know, man. Like, I really don't have a lot. Like, everybody's got these like long, elaborate stories, right? Like, and I'm just not really a talker, like, unless it's like drilled, right? I'm like, I know what to say and respond with, but when you put me on the spot, I'm like, I got nothing, right? So, I'll do my best here. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to be involved with everything. I mean, we started I think we joined October 23rd. No sales until we jumped in here. I think we started, we actually were in OGS. We were camping in Texas at the time, and I failed that miserably. I mean, just like, ew. And then we decided to try again. So we decided, screw it. We're going to jump into Sales Accelerator. We're going to give this one more whirl. We're at home now, we're going to do it. And then we started it, and then 2 weeks into it, we actually decided, you know what, screw it, we're actually going to go to Florida. So we actually went to Florida like midway through, and we're like, we're just going to go there because you know what, it's warm, there's palm trees, not so depressing. Went there, and we're like, we're just going to grind, right? Like grind in the warm, because face it, Michigan sucks in the winter, so it's just what it is. So I don't know, man, we just came out of the floodgates like hard. And then I one thing that I did realize, and I do want to point out to people, is like the last like 3 weeks of the Sales Accelerator, we just like went, and we were targeting all these services that were, so like we had like a polar vortex in Michigan. It was like 2 feet of snow. So every niche that I was targeting was just slammed busy. So they're like, yeah, call us back in 2 weeks, call us back in 2 weeks. I'm like, God, man. And if I could have done it again, I would have been like, screw it, let's find a different state, right? Yeah. But at that time, I'm just like, follow up. And I didn't even think about it. So now it's like, okay, next time, find somewhere warm, right? Start over. Who cares? Like, what's the, you know? So,
live and learn. I'm sure nobody
exactly
can doubt your freaking action that you took doing almost $70,000 in 8 weeks. So even if you had a bad patch like you had, right? It's live and learn. You learn that shit. Next year, you're not gonna have that problem. Next month, you won't have that problem. Tomorrow, you're not having that problem because you see, hindsight's 2020. We don't know what we don't know until we know it, and then we
exactly.
And that's what's so great about swinging the bat, because some of these people are sitting on the sidelines, not swinging the bat, and they can't learn shit. And so each one of you are in here swinging the bat, and you're learning, and you're growing, and you're grinding. Hal Fisher, go ahead.
But eventually, Kylie, the snow does melt in Michigan, yeah? What happens?
Yes, it does, actually. So I have like $10,000 in website build proposals tomorrow. And it's probably like 3, 4, 4,500, $5,000 in recurring income. So that's like totally 3 total scope of works that I'm presenting tomorrow. And I'm really hoping, and they're all from 2 weeks ago. So
there you go.
The snow melted. It's like 50 degrees now, so we're good.
So this is just an 8-week period. It's an all-out sprint, but like really it pays dividends 8 weeks later, 8 months later, a year later. Like you never know where it's going to take you from the work that you did here, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Do a team. That's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna move on. Congratulations. Don't stop, okay? Don't stop grinding like this. You gotta keep swinging that bat. You and your husband continue to swing it. Even where you guys are at now, you guys would be at $400,000 a freaking year, or a year, if you just continue with the steps that you've done. Even with your little failures, your little hiccups, the picking up the phone, not knowing what you don't know, you guys are still in it to win it. So continue swinging that bat, continue going to get it, and congratulations for making this panel, because that by itself is just, it's a great privilege. So looking forward to your guys' growth. I promise you that. Super. You know, I'm highly invested in givers. So thank you. I'm going to go to Cassandra. Cassandra did $81,050 in 8 weeks. Guys, she averaged $10,000 a sale, or $10,000 in sales per week. Pretty fucking amazing shit. And I love your story too. So I want you to get in here. I want you to kind of tell us like what you went through, what some of the mind shift that maybe you went through as you were going through here. I know you're highly competitive as well. So when you put you up against anybody, you're going for the gusto, right? And so that's pretty cool. But tell me a little bit about your journey. Tell me about the coaching. Tell me about what you went through to get yourself to freaking $81,000 in sales in 8 weeks.
Yeah, so I started BAM in July, I believe. And actually Robert was my salesperson and I was like pissed on the phone basically with him. I'm like, look, like I work for a huge company. It's a demanding job. I hate that I'm never going to make more than my manager. It's like, especially when 2020 hit, it's like so unpredictable where there's, layoffs and freezes and all this stuff. And I was like, you know what, I need to make a change where I'm going to be helping people because I don't want to deliver on billionaire bottom lines anymore. I work for the NFL, guys, so just so you know. But like, I was like tired of it, right? So like a super corporate job, got into the program, and it was almost like, I think I started with a couple different things that I wasn't able, like I was making excuses. Like when I started my agency, told my boyfriend, all right, what's going to be your project? I'm starting this thing. he's like, I want to start flipping houses. I was like, cool. So we started doing that together as well. And like come the end of the year, I think like you and Hal obviously know this, but I literally was like $60,000 in credit card debt. I was like so over leveraged on everything, had like no more money left, like had like 1 or 2 clients coming in, but wasn't really like, you know, paying what I needed to be making. And literally bought the course with my last $100 and asked for like a custom payment plan. I was like, I had to do this. It was literally like my last $100. I was like freaking out. But yeah, throughout this process, it was actually one of the more recent lives that you did that was coupled with like a mindset call that Simon like was talking about, where you had mentioned in the live, like I like suffer from anxiety like pretty bad, but like turn all your anxious energy into like and channel it, because a lot of people who suffer from like anxiety or like addiction and things like that, it's just like pent up energy that you don't know how to focus. So figure out how to focus it. And it was like a click for me. I like stopped having panic attacks, don't have night terrors, like nothing. And then once Simon started talking about like confidence of like just start doing something, like learn it, focus, like get over yourself, you know, and kind of like kicked me in the butt where I was like, okay, like that was my blocker. Like it wasn't like I want to make money. It was like I had to get out of my own way to like go through all like the mental processes to get where I needed to be. And now I feel like huge weight lifted like off my shoulders. Like I feel so prepared with like not just my agency, but like other business ventures. And now it's like law of attraction, right? Like there's like a old coworker that called me up and was like, I want to start a real estate investment firm because I saw that you started doing it. Like, can we figure this out? I'm like, shit, yeah. Like, but if you told me that, like he came to me like a year ago and I didn't have the tools where like you guys taught, right? So like, you know, focus and confidence and like, you know your worth and stuff like that. I would have been like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready. And I would have never acted on anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my story.
Here you are, swung the bat, building up, coming out of debt, like spent your last $100 to be here. Now you're
crazy.
81,000 in sales. You know what I mean? And where do you see yourself moving forward? What do you see yourself doing now? And like you said, I love that you said that opportunity arises when you start doing positive shit and you're focused on bringing value, because that's the truth, guys. Like the truth is the more value you bring to this world, the more value it's going to bring back to you, whether it's in customers or other deals or this or that. I am constantly inundated with opportunity daily. I'm talking, I get so much fucking opportunity, I don't even know what to do with half of it. I have to actually hire somebody, no bullshit, guys. I have somebody hired that looks at the opportunity that's sent to me and only presents me with 10 per day. That's how much opportunity is there at all fucking times. And his job is to go through each one and tell me where my time is best spent. So you see it now, Cassandra. Opportunity is going to continue to come. You keep bringing value to this fucking world, to these local business owners, to whatever it is that you can do. Keep pouring your heart into it, and this world's going to pour back into you. Opportunity is not going to stop.
Yeah, and I think like the biggest thing that helped me too, since like there was like a lot of like moving parts throughout me doing like the sales accelerator, both in like personal and like professional life, but like I learned how to take what I learned at like the NFL and like my other jobs and stuff and apply it to like sales accelerator. So like I'm a big systems person, so like I knew that when I was at work or like I had a demanding job where like my boss was calling me at like 6 o'clock at night while I was trying to do my like other work, you know, to jump on the call for like 3 hours, I knew that like my system, my follow-up, everything was automated. So like my business was working for me while I was working at work. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where like the more and more you start to think smarter about how like you're using your time management, the more opportunities and stuff you can take on at one time.
That's right. Continue to work the systems, guys. We've laid this out. It's worked for my business. Obviously, you guys know my business is a national company. You guys, whether you're just getting started or whether you're trying to grow to $500,000-$600,000 a month, this will take you there. The 6 steps, the soldiers of sales will take you there. Promise you that. Pick up the bat. And Cassandra did a great job picking up the bat, swinging it, or as she would probably like to say, picking up the ball and throwing it, right? So thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for jumping in, and thank you for taking action. $81,000 in 8 weeks is no fucking joke, and you did it. So congratulations. Nassos, let's jump in. Nassos also came in $56,000, $56,080 in 8 weeks. And I know, dude, I know you're going to the fucking sky. I know you got this shit laid out and you're going to the sky. So excited to hear what you went through, some of the things, and when this really broke for you to where you were like, okay, I got this, and you started hitting those singles and doubles daily. So tell me a little bit about your journey.
So I was an employment lawyer in Greece for 13 years. I had a big reputation. I was going all over Greece. I was a litigation lawyer, but I was missing that entrepreneurship thing because in Greece they have a strange law that when you're a lawyer, you're not allowed to do anything else. So there was a point after the big economic crisis, I got a little bit freaked out. My wife was born here in Charlotte. I could get a green card because of her. My kids had the citizenship. So we decided to move here. So basically with 2 luggages and my skis, because it was free to bring them with the airline, I came to the States and we started doing a food distribution company. But this, unfortunately, we had to close it in January of 2020, before COVID hit. And then after COVID hit, and we were both unemployed, both me and my wife. And then we started doing another course that we found that we were building websites through Squarespace. And I started utilizing some customers I had from the food distribution. I started doing their social media because it was something that I had in my mind. So my wife found BAM. She didn't, I was not even on the call when she took the decision. She decided to go and buy it. When she told me, I said, so she did it, but I didn't believe in the process at the beginning, unfortunately. If I had believed earlier, I would have been in the first accelerator, not in the second one. But anyway, it is what it is. And we make mistakes, and I always admit my mistakes. And it's a sweet mistake, because I had these guys that I was in the second accelerator with, so I'm happy. Yeah. So what happened is that at some point when I saw the soldiers of sales, I said to my wife, Anna, they're doing this, I'm jumping in. Because we were following BAM, we were looking at it, but I didn't have time to do the training. I didn't have time to do anything. So I got inside. While there, I bought Scott King's WordPress program, and I had my Squarespace site. I took it off, wanting to start building mine. Since then, I have no website on. I don't have a website on. If someone looks, I have Facebook page. They will find me in other places, Instagram and stuff, but they won't find a web page. I'm still under construction. So we went into this. I started during the Soldiers of Sales. I was doing one niche, which is something which paid off at the end. Because my last customer, I had a customer who was doing his social media, who had a material company, landscape material company, brick and mortar. But I know, because I was doing their credit card also, that they had good sales and there was potential there. And he was my last customer that I got at the Sales Accelerator. So I did about 50 screencasts all over the US to land him. And there was one day that I went to him and said, Mario, your guys don't do their job. I've been following your website for a year now. They're doing shit. So you're either going to come with me or you're gonna keep ranking where you're ranking right now. And he said, okay, give me a proposal. He knew my journey. He was a guy that I had from the distribution business. I met him and I had him as a customer, as a cold call. I went inside his restaurant and I started selling him stuff. So we had a relationship that developed. And he was my last customer. And he was I felt very proud, because everything that I did from the from the soldiers of sales. It paid off. It was my last sale for the accelerator. So I was alone in that journey. I didn't have the help of my wife, because my wife is a teacher at the Greek charter school here, and she teaches remotely. My kids haven't been to school since March. They are studying remotely. We don't have a huge house. I'm sitting in the living room trying to do my work when the kids are all the time inside the house. They want to run, they want to do things. So you have to find crazy times to do your screencasts. But I didn't give up. I didn't do as many screencasts as I wanted, but I did what I could do. And the thing that I'm most proud of in terms of what I did in the accelerator is that I already have 3 big customers in Greece. Because one of my dreams is to share my time between Greece and the States. Because before I come here, I honestly, what you say, like your comfort zone will kill you. Yep. Every year I was going with my friend to the friend's house for 1 week for ski. I was going to Mykonos where my brothers live in the summer. So I had a super life. I was going to places where other people are dreaming to go in their life. But this wasn't enough for me. Like it was, I wanted to pursue my dream, my entrepreneurship dream, to do more. Because when you are a lawyer, you don't really help someone develop. You help him get out from a difficult situation. You don't really help him develop. So what we're doing is exactly that. We give value to businesses. We help people grow. We grow ourselves. And I honestly feel that God sent you. God sent Simon and Hal. God sent everybody in this group. I feel extra proud because I'm a foreigner. I've only been 4 years here. Some might make fun of my accent. Some people might, but I don't give a shit about what they say.
Hey, you can't make fun of fucking dollars in the bank, buddy. Okay? And you put them in there.
And I mean, like, money is not always the driving motive for me, but it's something that it makes life easier for sure. And I think it will come. But I feel that what is the value that we got here? It's like they say that in your first year of your life, you have the most changes. Like when you are from 0 to 1 year old, there are the most changes in your life. Like, no, the most changes in my life was between the age of 43 to the age of 44. Like every day, I feel wiser. Like to rubbing soldiers, to use a phrase that you're using, to rubbing shoulders with these guys over here, with you, to get to know everything, that this is invaluable. Like there is no value to it. Like if I knew now and you were charging me 12,000 to get into BAM, I would pay you. Like I don't mind. Like I know the value that it brings to you. So kudos to Hal and Simon and Devin, who was our team leader, to everybody in the group. It was so professional, so well organized. I said to Hal, one of my biggest concerns was whether I will be coachable, because all my life I've been working on my own. It was not easy for me. I'm not an easy coach, although I've been to the Navy. Hal, for 2 years I've been to the Navy, but I was doing my own thing again. I was very nervous whether I'm gonna make Hal proud. I think I did. He told me he did. I tried to be a good person. I said that we are becoming better people by being in BAM. I definitely have become a better person by being here. And I said that before I joined BAM, my thought was when I'm going to leave America and I'm going to go back to Greece, where my family, my friends are. And thank God you came. And now I feel for the first time, after 4 years I've been here, I feel I belong to this country. I have friends. I have people I care about. I have people that even if they told me, man, I need you now, come, I will take the airplane and I will go and find them and help them. And I'm not cheating. I'm honest. And so I feel very proud of what I have accomplished, both in a personal level and in a professional. Like as I said, if someone believes that this is the end, this is the beginning. Like this is, and it's so amazing to see all these wonderful people grow and feeling really happy for every win that they make. Because at the beginning, my wins didn't come at the beginning. They come like after struggles and like what I'm gonna do. And Simon over the phone, do this, do that. Hal mentoring me, pushing me, Jeanette over the phone, everybody like in the group, like constant pushing. And I could see all these guys like landing sales. I never felt bad for them. I always felt like it was me. And I was saying to the group, I know my time will come. I just have to find my way, you know, it's expression, the way even my English have become better in the course of the accelerator. So, like I can sit all day or all night to tell you the benefits of accelerators. I don't want to put any more into you with my terrible Greek accent.
No, you're fucking amazing.
As I said, no, you know, my father-in-law says something that when you have an accent, it's an advantage because people pay more attention to what you say. So,
I love it. Life is all how you look at it, and I love your fucking perspective. I love how you stay positive. I love how you fucking push through, because I know you had a little rough time when you first got started. I love the fact that you supported your wife in her fucking decision, because she came in without you and made a fucking decision to get this, and you were like, oh shit, what do I do? Do I get mad at her, or do I just grab the fucking reins and run? And you took that pin, Nassos, and you did it, man. And I just want to congratulate you on your big fucking win of $56,000.
I was the 59. I was the extra that you saw.
Oh yeah, you were the extra. There you go.
I was the extra. Because they called me from Greece today and they said, we want more. And actually it's not more because they want a website built and they want SEO, but I didn't want to put, I put the money that they have sent to my bank account. I didn't want to, but also one last thing that one of the big things that I want, and my wife is over here, is to get my wife out of the school, to bring her in the business. The only thing I'm jealous, when I see Brie with her husband, when I see Kylie with her husband, that's the only thing I'm jealous. When I see Elijah with his wife there doing what they're doing, like you and your wife, Josh. I see Hal with his wife. I wish him all the best, that he's newlywed. And, you know, it becomes also a family. Family becomes part of it. And you never hear from a bummer like, oh, couples should not work together. We follow the 4 Fs, and everybody gets involved into this. And it's much easier because my wife supported me. Like, she was teaching, and we have 2 kids in the house that had to study, that had to play, and she supported me. And although she had all this work to put, she let me do my screencast, do my work, my follow-up thing. I never missed a call. So everybody, I say, get involved, your boyfriends, your husbands, your wives, they will thank you one day for pushing them into this. And that's all. I'm sorry if I said too much.
You're good. All right. Well, thank you, Nassos. I freaking congratulations on your big fucking win. 59,000. Don't let me fuck up your numbers. Hey, your numbers are your numbers. You have your pin. You keep grinding and growing that shit. And I have no doubt by the end of this year, your wife ain't gonna fucking work. Okay? She's not gonna fucking work. I have no doubt about it. So let's go get it. You know we're here. We're all a family. You need help. Let's go get it. I don't think you need help. You got the 6 steps. You had Hal Fisher, boom, hitting on you. You picked up the bat and you got it, bro. You don't need any more help. You just need to go out there and keep grinding. So with that, thank you. I might butcher your name, Corey. I love you to death.
I butcher my name too, so it's all right, Josh.
Sorry, man. Corey's done $26,570 in 8 weeks. Tell me a little bit about your journey, right? What you went through. You're probably working a full-time job or whatever you got going on as well. And I know you've been here a while, and I know it's been a big mindset thing with you. So really tell us your journey. Tell us what you went through, man. Because even what you've accomplished in 8 weeks and what I know you can accomplish now that you've got it down is just fucking amazing. And I wanted to make sure you got on here and you got to speak a little bit, because I feel like you can connect with a lot of people here as well, because you got out there and picked up that bat. And I remember there was a time where you got so stuck kind of in the weeds for a minute, right? And you finally got out of your shell, and you're fucking hitting the ball, bro. You're fucking hitting the ball, and I want to hear a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, my journey, like I never really wanted to be a salesman, and like I did timeshare, like I bribed people in the middle of Vegas and for 13 years. And, the follow-up, there was no follow-up system. It was like, they go or they don't, and, so just learning I struggle with the whole, like I felt like I spent more time learning on every step, than I should have. And just going in and really just learning every step. And I probably brought more people to the closing table that are actually on that thing that I didn't report. But I failed probably 8-9 times before I knocked out my first deal, and it was just really learning every step and just trying to grasp like what exactly you're doing wrong, and budgeting or words, or it's just really controlling my emotions and really getting out of my own way was just my huge thing to land a couple deals at the end. But
you got it down. I mean, you knocked it down, and I love that you brought that up. That, hey guys, I took people to the closing table 8-9 times, and I had to stand back up every time and keep fucking doing it and keep fucking doing it and keep doing it. And now you got it down. Now you ain't got to. Now you're probably knocking down every couple deals that you take that closing table, you're going to start knocking down, and you're going to keep growing. So just love your growth, love your grind, love seeing you in here putting in the work. What do you think your future looks like now?
Oh, a hell of a lot better than what it was, that's for sure. Yeah, it's kind of nice because I did slow down at the end, but every time you need to start working and bring up like deep dives or whatever, every step, what to do to bring that to the table, so that way you can and run this process again over and over, like just repeat every step.
Know your numbers.
Thank you for getting in here. Thank you for putting in the action. Thank you for grinding, and I'm excited to see your growth, Corey. I know you're gonna keep swinging that bat and making it happen. Elijah Pruitt, $115,439. Oren, $94,740. Bree, $74,855. Kylie, $69,672. Nasso's $59. Sorry, Nasso's not trying to fuck up your numbers there. It says 56. Freaking Alex, right? $117,000. Anthony, $85,443. Jeanette, $81,216 with one of the biggest fish I've ever seen on the hook. She's landing people that Mr. and Mrs. Leeds be landing. So she's getting it. Cassandra, $81,050. And Corey, $26,570. All in 8 weeks, guys. If they just continue on this path, they're all doing over $250,000 a year by the end of the year. If they continue on the same path that Sales Accelerators led them to.